Long before history was written, two kingdoms stood divided by war. But fate brought together two hearts whose love would change everything. Long before history was written, there lived a warrior unlike any other. His name was Rustam, the greatest hero of Persia. After a mysterious encounter with Princess Shahnameh, a child was born. His name was Sohrab. But fate kept father and son apart. Neither of them knew the truth, and one day, destiny would force them onto the same battlefield. Years passed. Sohrab grew into a warrior unlike anyone had ever seen. Even as a teenager, he could defeat the strongest fighters with ease. His mother told him only one thing: "Your father is the greatest hero of Persia." From that moment, Sohrab made a life-changing promise. He would find his father, no matter how far he had to travel. But he had no idea that powerful enemies were already planning to use him. Everyone feared Zal because of his strange white hair and believed he would bring bad luck. But they were completely wrong. High in the mountains, the legendary Simurgh raised him with wisdom, strength, and courage. Years passed, and Zal grew into a noble warrior unlike anyone Persia had ever seen. When he finally returned to his homeland, the people who once rejected him were amazed by his bravery, intelligence, and honor. Even the king recognized that Zal was destined for greatness. But his greatest adventure had not even begun. After becoming a respected hero, Zal heard stories about the breathtaking beauty of Princess Rudaba. At the same time, Rudaba had also heard of the brave warrior with the mysterious white hair. Curious to meet each other, destiny brought them together one magical night. Standing beneath the palace walls, Zal looked up as Rudaba appeared on her balcony. She let down her long black hair, hoping Zal would climb up to her. But Zal smiled and refused. "A hero never climbs by a lady's hair," he said. Instead, he used a rope to reach her, and that night one of the greatest love stories in history began. But their families were bitter enemies. Zal and Rudaba loved each other deeply, but there was one huge problem. Their families had been enemies for generations, and many believed this marriage would bring disaster to Persia. As fear spread through the royal court, Zal turned to the legendary Simurgh for guidance. The wise guardian assured him that their love was part of a greater destiny. After long debates and difficult decisions, the king finally gave his blessing. Zal and Rudaba were married in a magnificent royal ceremony. No one knew that this legendary couple would soon become the parents of the greatest hero Persia had ever known. In a world divided by two great kingdoms, love was never allowed to exist. Zal and Rudaba defied their families, risking everything for a love written by fate. But peace comes with a price. Armies gather, kings prepare for war, and the world begins to fall into chaos. Yet from this forbidden love, a child will be born, who will change the destiny of Persia forever. This is not just love. This is the beginning of legend. Love was no longer safe. The kingdom began to notice the forbidden bond. Whispers turned into accusations. The lovers were no longer hidden. They were hunted. One final meeting changed everything. "I cannot lose you," she said. "But staying means destroying everything," he replied. And in that moment, love reached its breaking point. What they chose next would change their fate forever. The war between love and duty has begun. The war between the two kingdoms reached its darkest hour. The prince and the princess, once bound by secret love, are now hunted by both sides. A royal betrayal is revealed. Someone close to the throne has been feeding secrets to the enemy. In the chaos, the lovers attempt one final escape under the cover of night. But the army is already waiting. Swords are drawn. Trust is broken. And the truth finally comes out. Their love was never the real crime. It was the power it threatened. As the battle erupts, the prince makes an impossible choice that will change everything forever. And the princess is forced to decide: love or survival. But what she chooses will decide the fate of both kingdoms. The battlefield falls silent. After hours of destruction, the prince stands alone, wounded, facing the consequences of everything he chose. Across the flames, the princess is held back by her own soldiers, forced to watch him fall. The truth is now clear, the betrayal, the war, the lies, all of it led to this moment. The prince lowers his sword, not in surrender, but in sacrifice. He chooses to end the war by giving up everything, even his own life. As he collapses, the fighting finally stops. The princess breaks free, running toward him through the burning remains of both kingdoms. But she is too late. In his final breath, he whispers that their love was real, but the world was never ready for it. And as she holds him, the war ends. But so does everything they dreamed of. Their love ended the war, but it couldn't save them. Their love became a legend. Subscribe for the next Shahnameh story.